Many times it happened that people recognize me in the streets of New York. People who have bought my clothes. Mostly women, of course. And sometimes when I meet a businessman and I tell him my name is Oscar de la Renta, and he still doesn't know who I am, I tell him, well, better ask your wife.
It's good to see you again, everybody here. I hope you're going to enjoy the show. Oscar de la Renta Fall Collection for 1972. The shoes are by Silvia Fiorentina. The wigs are by Oscar de la Renta. The jewelry is Oscar. The hairstyling is by Suga. And the head is by Oscar de la Renta.
There is a misconception about designers. Very often we are accused of wanting to dictate a style or a way of dressing. Well, I believe that my sole purpose as a designer is to create something that I think a woman will want to wear. I am really only suggesting, and it's really up to them to accept it. Sketching, of course, is very easy for me. I started my life as an artist by being a painter. So I really can draw with great ease. And drawing is actually the way of starting a collection. I draw first, and that is my way of creating. Once I start working on a collection, it takes me over 3 months of very intensive work. The beginning is always very difficult. Fabrics are very, very, very important for me. In fact, much more important than the drawings. Colors have a very, very special meaning. And when I see a bolt of fabric, right away it is the color and the form and the design that says something to me. It is the color that helps me create and gives shape to things. Clotilde is a very important person in my work. She's my interpreter. I give her my designs and she executes the ideas.
This one is beautiful. Guarda quanto è bello perché si scrive buona. Questo lo faccio. No, non voglio coprire il tuo vestito perché non si vede.
El cuello hay que bajarlo un poco, ¿no?
Sí, un poquito porque me queda un poquito tight, un poquito apretado.
Pero las mangas y eso está todo
Encuentro
bien.
divinas, encuentro que queda precioso y vamos.
Y el
Fenomenal.
cinturón,
Y el cinturón,
le da,
el color
hay que bajarlo
queda,
un
sí,
poco, pero yo encuentro que el color queda muy bien. ¿no?
fantástico.
Sí, muy bien. Muy bonito.
Realmente divino.
You don't think that it looks
Lovely.
pretty?
What type of belt? Is it a jewel buckle or tailed?
Well, I don't know. I was thinking of it actually, but I think that if we put a jewel buckle, that in a way will take, you know, I think
From
that
this,
this
yes.
should stay that way, and that actually this, you know, it should remain very simple, just the color contrast. But I don't think it should have anything. When working on a collection, it is important to see a dress on a live model. Then one can make corrections and adjustments. That's when a dress really comes to life. You have to see it move to see what happens.
You have others, no?
Comfort is very important. It is not only the elegance of a dress that matters. There is not such thing as elegance without comfort. New York today is certainly the cultural capital of the world. I believe that any artist who gains recognition and fame in New York gains worldwide recognition. I would say that in the world of design, it is not a question of city or nationality. It is a question of personal talent. There are various designers working in Rome, Paris, London, or New York. And it is really the talent of the artists who give luster to a city. Of course, I believe that beauty can be found anywhere, but one has to look for it, one has to find it. My wife and I admire so many beautiful scenes. We are lovers of beauty. We want to surround ourselves with it. And the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, I particularly like the Chinese art collection. I never get tired of looking at it. Naturally, I'm very interested in modern art. Recently, we have the Picasso exhibit that I found absolutely fascinating. The Dominican Republic is, of course, a very special place for me. I was born there. Since I have a large family in Santo Domingo, I always have an excuse for going there. Françoise and I are delighted in all the family occasions that take us there. The wedding of a niece or a baptism is always a festive occasion. If I were to describe why I come to the Dominican Republic and what attracts me in particular to the village of Valladolid, I would say that it is the feeling of being close to nature. It was amusing when we decided to have the village repainted. Well, every person chose his own colors, and it was a very individual scene, the way people wanted to have their homes painted. It was extraordinary, this selection of colors, all very strong and at the same time very elegant, in a very natural way.
Dime, ¿cómo marcha la cooperativa de pescadores? Mira, tenemos todo el sistema de refrigeración ya arreglado.
My very good friend Álvaro Carta is president of Gulf and Western in Santo Domingo. He and I discovered Valladolid together, and together we try to find ways of helping the people of the village. So when we meet, we are always talking about the fishing cooperative that has been started, the medical facilities that have been established. And lately, I have been thinking that perhaps it might be possible to start a small artifacts industry in the village.
Sí, porque ya eso hasta cierto punto se podría organizar una pequeña industria en el pueblo, ¿no?
Another place that moves me deeply each time I go there is the children's home in a place called La Suiza. It's an orphanage where the Reverendo Diaz has been doing truly amazing work. When I see what he has been doing for the children, I feel obligated. Somehow, I mean, just feel that there is something that I have to do. The new dormitory building under construction will house 200 children at first, and almost 500 children at the later stage when a second floor will be added.
Y esto digo, ¿para qué fecha tú crees que el primer edificio estará listo?
Ellos han prometido, el ingeniero ha prometido hacerlo en 6 meses.
En 6 meses.
Of course, construction is contingent on there being funds available. But I always say that one should just go ahead and the money somehow will be found. There is no city quite like New York. I just will not want to live anywhere else. Of course, it's where my work is. I consider myself an American designer because everything I have done and everything I have achieved, I have done and achieved in America. I'm really never completely satisfied with what I have been working on. But I think that every artist feels the same way. One always feels that one could have done better. That is what gives us the incentive to start once again on yet another collection. The extraordinary thing, and in a way it is almost amusing, is that it takes such a long time to prepare a collection. Really 3 months of very intensive work, and then in 45 minutes it's all over.
Darling, I came to say, oh, they were wonderful. Marvelous. It's so fantastic, my love. Oh, now that last one opened up like a funnel.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
You don't mind if we go back and use your office?
Listen, please. It's a big mess, but there is no wonder.
This time you really did bang.
Thank you.
That was a bang.
Thank you so much.
And so at the end, I find myself very tired, and even when it's a big success, still there is a feeling of letdown. I don't know, there is something like a feeling of sadness inside.
It was so contemporary, so elegant, so Oscar.
And so when it's finished, my thought often turned once more to the children.
Ahora hay un profesor que viene aquí todos los días.
Sí, pero no está bastante bien organizado.
¿No?
Que hay que mejorar.
Claro que había que construir una escuela
Sí, es la que yo te dije que vamos a construir nosotros.
más grande, claro. Con tantos niños.
I recall the conversations with Alvaro about building a new school for the children. The children are the important ones. They are the community of tomorrow.
Esa iglesia la construyó, ¿quién la construyó?
No, la construyeron sí, en el año 20.
We speak about the church in the village. For a while it was sadly neglected. Now it has been rebuilt and repainted, and it looks better every time I see it.